Number 7, Mariah Nichols.
3 days of competition. This is the NZRL National Girls Youth Tournament, and we are down to the business end as we count down to name the national champions for the under-16s competition in a battle of last year's final. It will be the counties Manukau in red and white taking on the Wellington Rugby League Orcas. Right there are counties. They are pumped. In fact, I just spent a short time in their preparation for the match, leaning in behind them as the under-18s prepare to welcome the players out onto the pitch. This will be a contest you do not want to miss. Thank you so much for joining us, rugby league fans all over the country. Right here is the future of the sport. These players are 16 years and under. They've got something to prove in Tauranga today. We are coming to you from the Arataki Sports Grounds with Mawao overlooking us, our Ponga, our precious one, keeping an eye. And soon, one of these two teams will be celebrating as being the best under-16 teams in Aotearoa. I am Lavina Good, proud to bring you coverage of this under-16s final. Joining me in commentary is Crystal Rota, 15 tests with the Kiwi Ferns. So good to have you with us today, Crystal. And from what we've seen throughout the tournament so far, this is going to be a cracker of a final.
Oh, cracker it is, Vanilla. What a great game of footy we're about to see here from this counties team and the Orcas. A repeat of last year's grand final. Two very strong teams here. This is the counties team.
Yeah, keep an eye out on Asha Tomopo Williams. She is the number one and the talk of the town at the moment. Had a little corridor with the coaches earlier today, and they said she will make some yards and is the leader for that team, along with the number 12, Alana Lauiotiti. She's a fast, strong running forward. One of the highlights for counties Manukau. They're taking on the Wellington Orcas under-16s team in a replay of last year's final. Brooke Jones, we watched her play yesterday, Crystal, and she just throws the hair back, puts the ball under the arm, and it's interesting that it could be a battle of the fullbacks, which you don't often see in the game of rugby league.
Oh, yeah, she was brilliant last year in their semi-final. She definitely brought Wellington back in their game when they were down against Manawatu in that semi-final. She got a beautiful try yesterday down that left edge, just pinned her ears back. She's not the smallest fullback either. Her stature doesn't suggest she's a fullback, but the way she plays, oh my gosh, what a talent she's going to be in the future.
The two number ones have been touted as the ones to keep an eye on. Paul Williams and also Brooke Jones. It'll be Wellington, the Orcas in the black and yellow, kicking off on your screens from left to right. Counties Manukau receiving. Forcing an early error and picking up possession immediately are the Orcas. This is how they like to roll. Ball in hand. That there is Mariah Nichols, the halfback. Two mistakes early. That's got to be put down to nerves, Crystal Rota.
Oh, yeah. Grand finals footy always produces some massive nerves, especially when you're 16 years old. You're on the live stream. Your whānau's watching from home. You want to perform well, and it gives you the bit of jitters. So that's where that will be coming from this early in the game, but I'm sure the Wellington Orcas will be sure to fix that up.
Conditions are absolutely delightful in Tauranga for this final of the Under-16s Girls National Rugby League Tournament. Around about 16 degrees, a nice southerly breeze just sneaking its way through. Won't play too much havoc. No rain, which we're not used to with the game of rugby league, but the conditions are perfect for the players. A mistake either side, and now it's time for counties Manukau to dig deep, see if they can get that ball up the other end, and no more errors. The one thing we did notice from the Wellington Orcas under-16 side yesterday, they are not afraid to tackle. They are not mataku or scared of moving in a line. The line speed's good, and they support each other as well. Things going to plan at the moment for counties. Good charging run from Meli Liafo. Decoy runners early. Plenty of options, attacking options here for counties Manukau. Violet Hiku, the number 4, she likes to get her hand on the ball. She's often told to get out to the outside. Fancies herself as a halfback sometimes. They've got that base covered. So a nice early kick. It's deep, placed perfectly, trying to get it out of goal. That there is Brooke Jones. She had to work hard to make sure that it wasn't going to be a drop goal, and she did it. Let's see how good the counties Manukau defence is now. Looking pretty sharp at the moment.
Yeah, there's a beautiful kick there from Counties. right in the position where they would have wanted it. It was weighted perfectly to hold up in the in goal, but as we knew, Brooke Jones got it out of the goal there, and now we're seeing some solid defence here from this Counties side.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're watching it across Aotearoa. This is the best of the best, 3 days of competition. No more semi-finals, no more pool play. One more match, 2 25-minute halves will decide the national champions for this under-16s girls rugby league competition. Quality of rugby league has been absolutely sublime over the last 3 days, and we're down to the 2 best teams in the under-16s. Nice deceptive pass to the left and then a kick down deep. Here she comes, Asha Tumopo-Williams. Often makes her way through the first defender, is renowned for quick play the ball. The superstars that would be hoping to put a hand up for a tournament team. Space on the outside. You can't beat space and pace in rugby league. Charging run from Asara. Gingerly gets to her feet, does the number 5, the winger for Counties, Manukau. Keeping it simple at the moment is Counties. Started with an early error from the kickoff. This is the best attacking opportunity they have had, and we're still within 5 minutes from the start of the game. Keeping the ball alive. Testing the defensive ability up the middle and out wide. At the moment, the Wellington Orcas defence is up to the task. Nice little show. Look for the hole. Offload's lovely. And who does she find? Asha Tumopo-Williams. The number 1, the fullback. The support play has been outstanding throughout this tournament. It was held up lovely, I thought, in fact, from Taylor Peters. She looked to pass, managed to get on the outside of Mariah Nichols, went for the short ball. Try Counties.
Oh, beautiful team effort from Counties. Good ball movement there. And as you said, Peters, a little bit of a show and go, left fend, and a nice, beautiful offload to get Counties on the scoreboard first. But that came off the back of a great offload there. Second phase play, and Counties take the lead early in the game.
I had a kōrero with the wahine coach of Counties Manukau a short while ago, Nolene McEwen, and I asked why she named Asha Tumopo-Williams as one of the superstars of her side, and she said to me, she gets the job done. She's the player there that makes the tackle to save a try. She's the player that'll take the ball up when the forwards are tied, and she'll always be off the shoulder of the playmakers. That time the playmaker was Taylor Peters. Next time it may be Jada Christie Foal. That she said she's always there and thereabouts. Decent kick from the sideline. Looking for the flags to go up. Great start from Counties.
What a beauty.
Taylor Peters.
Outstanding stuff. She set up the try. You can give a tick next to her name for the try assist, and now she's added 2 points for her side. She's an unassuming halfback, is Taylor Peters. Not one of the show pony halfbacks that we're used to.
Yeah.
She definitely flies under the radar. Gets the job done. But her combination with Williams has been something that has just provided headaches for the opposition throughout this 3-day tournament. It's the final game for the under-16s. Vying for national honours, a replay of last year's finals with Wellington Orcas and Counties Manukau getting into the finals. I spoke to the coach of the Wellington Orcas team, Ralph Liafe, and said, what's the difference between the Orcas from last year and the Orcas this year? And he said defence. Our defence is so much better, and we have seen that. It'll have to be on song to try and shut down Counties.
Yeah, well, they're definitely showing some good defence here. Getting 2 in the tackle, 1 down bottom, 1 down top, and dominating, getting the player on her back. That's what they're going to need to do throughout this game, is try and slow the play the ball down of Counties, because they've got some strong runners. Off the back of momentum will be very hard to stop.
She's one of them, Jada Christie Foe. She always wants the ball. A very agile prop for under-16s. There's a hole, needs to be nullified, shut down. Snuffled defensively. Good job, Orcas. Don't see them miss too many tackles, and there's not too many holes. The kick put up by Hiku. Chasing through. As you know, Crystal Rota, a kick is only as good as the chase. Violet Hiku timed it to perfection. But that was Shakira Haralui. She came in timed perfectly. The kick was outstanding and the chase even better.
Oh, what a beautiful kick there by Hiku. And like you said, the kick is only as good as the chase, and what a beautiful chase that was. Got right under the ball. It's not always easy to catch the ball on a full when you're in momentum and full flight like that, but as Louis just showed there, beautiful skills.
This is the under-16s final. These players are 16 years of age and younger. In fact, there are 3 or 4 players just 14 years of age in this county's Manukau side in terms of development. The skill base has been outstanding, and we witnessed it then with the kick from Violet Hiku. Don't underestimate how often she has practiced that kick. That was a set move. The outside backs knew exactly where the ball was going, and the chase was on. It's a great start from counties as they try and chase their title. Looking for another black dot. What a fabulous addition to have a goal kicker like that in your side, 16 years of age. Taylor Peters strikes it delightfully. There's Hiku's kick, right in the back of the defenders. Timed perfectly onside. Shakira Hara-Liu caught it on the full, put it under. Couldn't ask for a better start from Counties Manukau in this under-16s final. Counties Manukau leading 12-0 in this under-16s National Rugby League competition final. Brooke Fraser testing out her tee skills. Goes deep. This time taken on the full by Taylor. No mistake, looking for the support players. Charging run. Counties Manukau are on a mission at the moment. How good is Mapa Kaitolo? Defensively, the Orcas have lifted their game. They know that the bar has been set by counties. They might move up defensively, but they also know Violet Hiku can send the ball back behind the defenders. So the Orcas now having to restructure their defence and know that the attacking prowess can come from anywhere from counties. Here come Williams. Full stride, looking for support. Support plays there. She finds Jada Pure. There are options left and right for Counties Manukau. This is a masterclass display from these 16-year-old women playing rugby league here in Tauranga. How good was that?
Oh, beautiful. You can see the shape of the counties players. They got the lead runners going through, the timing of the backdoor runners, creating space on the edge for Pio. As we see here, what a break. Beautiful break here. Defender unable to affect that tackle. Pio on the outside. Too much pace to burn. But that's off the back of some great set play from the counties side. It's all about timing. It's all about execution. And that's exactly what counties are doing out here today. It's only early in the piece and they've already got 3 tries. And like you said, the Orcas coach said that they, the difference in this side from last year's is a defence, but it's not really proving at the moment. So I'm sure the coach will be in the air about probably practicing what they've been trying to execute at their training. If defence has been a focus, that'll definitely be something that he will be saying or getting the runner out to tell them under the post. We need to do what we've been doing at training defensively against this strong county side.
It's been a long time since the Wellington Orcas have had possession of the ball to try and implement anything attack-wise. It's been all counties Manukau. I know Asha Tomui Paul Williams didn't score the try, certainly made the break out wide, and the discussion has to be made. Someone needs to take her legs away from her as she approaches them. Doesn't matter whether or not Taylor Peters kicks on the right-hand side, the left-hand side, in front or out wide, but a 100% success rate for the halfback in terms of goal kicking for Counties Manukau. It's been a blistering start from the defending under-16s champions. A very well-drilled side indeed. Enjoying their time here in Tauranga. 3 days of rugby league culminating with this national final. And at the moment, no answers for the Wellington Orcas. They need possession. They need to try and keep the ball away from Asher Williams. They need to make sure the fundamentals of rugby league are there. Don't make any mistakes. make the tackles and look for the ball. Receiving it is Counties. Noeline McEwen also said that this Counties Manukau side, which is saturated with younger players, has also focused heavily on their fitness regime. Mr. Rota, you're a personal trainer. You know how important it is, and also with the 15 tests that you represented your country for rugby league. Fitness is a massive part of the game now, even at this level.
Oh, it's a massive part. I think of any sport, but league specifically, you're getting off the ground a lot. You've got a lot of, you're tackling a lot. The physicality really drains you. So you need to have endurance, something that, is a massive focus these days, getting fitness and conditioning in. And this is what is the fundamentals of rugby league, is fitness, catching and passing. And what these young ladies are producing out here is a lot more than that.
That was a good tackle by Arataki Graham, the number 3 from the Orcas, and it meant that they get a chance to receive the ball. Brooke Jones winds it up, pins the ears back, challenges the defence, makes great yards. That's the inspirational stuff that this Wellington Orcas team need. They can't just rely on Brooke Jones to do it. That time, Patricia Hey says, I'll have a crack, give me the ball. Better start from the Orcas. No way through the wall of red and white defence at this stage. What they need is field position. They need to try and get it up the other end of the pitch to see if an enterprising kick can turn into points. And if communication coming from both sides. A great crowd has turned up here at the Arataki Sports Grounds here in Tauranga. So good to see rugby league on show. Thank you for joining us for this live stream. Brought to you by the NZRL and Stream Shop. You're able to watch your friends and whānau. Some space out wide. Shutting that down. Great tackle. That time, Monique Campbell, the number 15 from Wellington, quickly gets back in that marker defence. The short side raid. Doesn't want to dance too close to the sideline. Going through the motions at the moment is this Counties Manukau team. Looking a little bunched up in the middle for the first time that we've seen them. Couldn't quite throw a blanket on them, but they'll get the message soon to spread out. The decoy runners will come through. Mia Uelesi, always a deceptive runner, always looking for the offload. One of those players that creates havoc. This time it's picked up by Mapa Kaitolo. Going back on the inside, looking for other options now. Very deceptive play from Counties Manukau. More yardage up the middle. So much responsibility with so many of these players that aren't afraid to take the ball up. Good defence. Will have to be on song on the line. Moving up quick. That time, Peyton Perez, the number 6. She likes the ball in hand, but she can also tackle. Short ball down the left-hand side, close to the line. Our referee says, held up. Possession will remain with Counties Manukau, but good scrambling defence from Wellington.
Oh, good scrambling defence, all right, and good work of Brooke Jones there to just get under, to hold that ball up. There's 3 tacklers there. Effective defence. Counties still have an opportunity here. Deciding to shift from left to right where there seems to be a lot of space. Here we go. Counties again in with their 4th try of the game. We see Hariata Rose Kepa scoring on the right edge. Beautiful ball movement from Counties. You can see the skill set of these young ladies is phenomenal.
She was in the right place at the right time, was Hariata Rose Kepa. Lovely double cutout pass. That takes courage. Conditions are perfect for it. I saw her warming up. She would possibly be the fastest player, I think, in this Counties Manukau side. Is Hariata Rose Kepa. Sharing the duties when it comes to scoring at the moment. Great to see the fans turning out. Great to see the scouts here as well. New Zealand Rugby League have received some attention when it comes to the development of these junior players. We are watching right here the future of Wahine Rugby League, obviously with the Warriors securing a place 2025 in the NRLW. More incentive for these under-16s and under-18s players to seek a pathway to professionalism. popularity of the sport has certainly picked up in terms of numbers. And that is thanks to the pathways that New Zealand Rugby League has provided for Wahine Rugby League players. Taylor Peters there, making sure she gets it right. Wants to keep up that 100% success rate. This one's a tough one from out wide. She loves it lined up right in the middle of the seam, and if it's not, she'll take her time to sort it. She's a cool, calm customer, is this young halfback. She'll eye up the posts. Looking to continue her perfect rate of kicking.
Wowee.
Sign her up, mate.
I reckon Taylor Peters.
Like I say, Crystal Rota, you played in the NRLW. You represented the Warriors and also the Newcastle Knight. You've come across a few kickers in your time. How good is she?
Oh, at 16 years old, to have the skill set of goal kicking, to slot them over from the sideline, not just once, but on numerous occasions. Oh, that's amazing. And you always appreciate someone in your team who can do that, because you want to be going up by sixes on the scoreboard as opposed to fours. So take a bow, Taylor Peters.
Paying homage to the number 7 from Counties Manukau is Crystal Rota. Why wouldn't you? She is a star of the future, that one. Now, that is what the Wellington Orcas needed. They needed a mistake so they can have possession down this end of the field.
This is going to be their first attacking opportunity in their good ball. So, it'll be good to see what they can produce here. I know Counties will probably be a bit hungry for some defence because they've been attacking most of this game.
So the Wellington Orcas trailing by 24 points in this National Under-16s Women's Rugby League final will have possession, and they will test the defence of Counties Manukau. Running off the shoulder is Brooke Jones, looking to get the ball away. Sometimes that one can be a coach killer on the first tackle. I don't mind it on the third or fourth. And I'm no coach. Who'd be a coach? Crystal Rota, you're a coach. Papa Kura, you just won a national title. You know what it's like. What would that do to you?
Oh, yes, it'll be very tough. I tell you that as a coach, to see an error as such, especially from one of your leadership players. And Brooke Jones, who's been having a brilliant tournament. Maybe she's feeling a little bit of pressure upon her shoulders. Something she wouldn't have ever thought that would be happening. But here's a area where they need to be defending hard. Keep Counties down here. Get a good set of 6 defence down here. The Orcas need to put some pressure on this Counties side. Get up in their face.
Taylor Peters, the halfback, hanging out the right-hand side. She's pretty desperate for the ball. Now she's saying, let's send it down to Tahamaui, down to the left. See what happens down there. I like the way Taylor Peters moves with the ball. She throws a beautiful dummy. Almost comes natural to her. She's also played a whole lot of touch football in her time, which is pretty evident in the way that she controls the play with the ball. As I say, this is a very fit Counties Manukau side. Gone are the days when you have a big forward that only plays 5 minutes. Here comes Williams. They cannot afford to let her go. Big, fast, strong, unstoppable. Good tackle from Brooke Jones. Force the ball on the inside. It's still alive. Out is Manukau, sensing something special. This is the last tackle. Looking maybe to put the ball up the back. They go to Peters. Will it bounce? This time, Redwell, and taken beautifully as they go back to Brooke Jones to make those yards. Nullified. The Wellington Orcas did well that time.
Yeah, they did a lot better in that set there. They need some of their back 5 to come in now, get some scoots out. Oh, what a dominant tackle.
Taylor Peters, the number 7, comes in with the assistance of Liu and just absolutely smashes one of the Wellington Orcas players. That there is inspirational defence. It was also very clean. Great to see the level of defence coming through at this age group. I remind you, you're watching the Under-16s National Final. The Wellington Orcas on the left of your screens, up against Counties Manukau. Fielding several younger players in terms of development for next year and going forward. They kick on the 4th, does Wellington. Trying to find some space. That time, Not grabbed by Williams. Was it a knock-on? Our referee says no, that one went back. She leaves it up to Amelia Isada to bring the ball back to the middle. Coming in at dummy half now is Monica Tualo Lianoa, the number 17. A little bit of an area of concern that time for Amelia Isada. A little stoppage in play to make sure everything is okay. Shout out, actually, if Monica Tuala Lianoa, the number 17 from Counties Manukau. If you're whānau watching, we know that it was your 16th birthday yesterday.
Reminder, whānau, at the end
we
of
know
this
you're away
game,
from
the
home.
16th girls final, we'll be presenting some special awards and announcing.
There was a celebration of milkshakes yesterday for her, I think. That's how you celebrate a 16th now.
Is it?
I don't know. I have a 16-year-old. I wish he would celebrate like that. But yeah, no, they're taking the competition and the finals very seriously.
A big thank you to our sponsors and partners.
And I tell you what, this injury break could not probably come at a better time for the Wellington Orcas. They need to regroup. They need to pinpoint some of those players they have to shut down. But the problem is with Counties Manukau, there are so many players all over the pitch that can provide something electrifying and something special. It's hard to shut down one player and not have a hole opening up somewhere else. So we'll bring you updates on the injury as soon as we can with Amelia Isada, the number 5, the winger from Counties Manukau. We haven't seen a lot of injuries throughout the last 3 days. I'll tell you what we have seen is a great amount of service from our medics to make sure everything's kosher, and also some lovely sportspersonship between both teams, checking in on both players. That's Ralph Liafe. He's got a word or two with his Wellington team trailing by 24 points. This is just the first half. Getting up to her feet. The fans love that. She might have to try and walk it out. We'll certainly miss her. Amelia Isada, she combines well with Cho Morpul Williams. Doesn't look to be something too serious. You do like to see them walking off, not bringing out a stretcher.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I've loved to see too is they have a recovery tent here with ice baths and Normatec boots. You know, that's something that we haven't really had at women's national level, you know, in the past. So the fact that we're moving up in this world in the high performance space in regards to having things available like that for our young ladies is awesome. Big ups to NZRL for providing these recovery tools for our young ladies, especially in a tournament. It's very taxing on the body. So those are essentials at these kinds of tournaments.
Wahine Pua ki Tauranga. Women are strong here in Tauranga. Looking to play the ball, and the referee says, is it a knock-on or were you pushed? Called the knock-on. This works certainly in favour with just 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half for the Wellington Orcas. They need possession. The last time they had possession this close to the line, they dropped the ball on the first tackle. They'll want to rectify that. They've had a chat with their trainer and coaches. We saw them play in the semi-final yesterday, and it was a very different Wellington Orcas team. Their attacking structure was completely different to what it is today. They just haven't had a chance to show it.
Yeah, they really need a score here, Wellington, before the halftime break. Give themselves a bit of confidence heading into halftime. She's definitely one person you want the ball to be in hand.
Brooke Jones taken down by her opposing fullback. It's a battle of the number ones here for this 16s Girls National Rugby League final. Two very talented, headstrong, determined players. Popped off the chest, but this time brought back in by Sipaya. She'll play it quickly. They'll go down the left. Trying to create something, looking for a hole. Possession is key at the moment. Still plenty of tackles to do something with the Orcas. They stick with the left edge. They find Mariah Nichols, their halfback, who gives a lovely short ball. It's only as good as the runner. Roshia Liotta picked it up, looked as though she might go to the line, and once again nullified by Counties. Looking good though, the Orcas. That's the best we've seen them on attack. And when Mariah Nichols, the halfback, gets her hand on the ball, if she's got a short runner on the shoulder, she will pop the pass.
Yeah, she was outstanding in their semi-final yesterday. 2 tries for Nichols. When she's got the ball in hand, she creates opportunities. So Orcas really need to get the ball to her a little more often to create something for the side who are struggling at the moment offensively. But they need to put in a strong defensive set here to stop Counties, especially before the halftime break. The last thing they want is Counties to get more points on the board.
The yards coming all too easy at the moment for Counties Manukau. Business as usual. 5 tackles, make 60 metres, put the kick in, get a chase. Retrieved this time by the Orcas. Picked up by Apula. She's the replacement winger. And an error that has crept in, and an opportunity now. There's just a few seconds remaining before we head to a short half-time break. Just a 5-minute half, so you can make yourself a cup of tea. You don't want to miss the second half. This is rugby league at its finest. 16-year-old rugby league champions showcasing some magnificent football. Hope you've enjoyed the first half of action. It doesn't matter who you follow. If you're a fan of rugby league, you're in for a treat. We'll see you shortly. Counties Manukau leading Wellington 24-0 in this under-16s national final in Tauranga.
We understand that our customer needs their plant and equipment up, running and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Using only world-class product from the likes of Bridgestone and Yokohama, there is no compromise for your valuable machines. Our attention to detail and precision is second to none. It's this customer experience that separates Pertec from the pack. Pertec, we'll keep you operating.
Let's get you ready to go out there and have an epic rugby league game. But first things first, let's have a A simple warm-up is a game changer. Not only will it improve your performance, but it will reduce the chances of you getting an injury. And if you want to skip the sore muscles, don't skip the cool down. Now, tackling is a big part of the game, so don't cheat on the technique. A good tackle technique will help keep everyone safe. Collisions happen all the time, so it's important to know how to spot a concussion and what to do if it happens to you or a teammate. Sweet as, have a then go get into it.
This is some story right here! It's an absolute feast!
E tangata whenua Aotearoa e tū, e te tai tokerau e tū, Hokianga kūkuru e tū. New Zealand stand up, this is our time.
You're watching the National Under-16s final. Counties Manukau leading the Wellington Orcas by 24-0. Crystal Rota, put on your coaching cap. What do Wellington need to do in the next 25 minutes to remain within this national final?
With 24 points against them, defensively they need to work a lot more collectively. Work together as a unit, get numbers in the tackle, push up together, get a bit more line speed, because the runners of this county side are so strong. They need to be meeting them closer to the ad line, because what's happening is that they're breaking through spaces because they're getting good momentum from these strong runners. Wellington need to put a bit of pressure on them by getting up in their face a bit more, cutting down those opportunities that counties are currently creating. So that's what they need to do on defence. Attacking, I think they just need to keep it simple, get some go forward, get some momentum, get their back five involved and share the workload amongst their side. They're definitely not out of this game. Counties have scored 24 points in the first half, so it just goes to show that if they get into this game, they can also score 24 points, but it's going to be a lot of hard work.
Asking all the questions is Counties Manukau. Without the answers so far are the Wellington Orcas. They've had the 5-minute halftime break. The Oranges came out. Plenty of conversation with the coaching staff. They know what is at stake. A national title. The winner of this match will be named as the best under-16s regional girls rugby league team in Aotearoa. So much is at stake. In a commanding position at the moment is Counties Manukau. So much can change, and so quickly, in the game of rugby league. We've seen some fine performances from this Orcas under-16s team throughout the tournament. Now they have to dig deep. They have to find the mana, the courage. They have to play for each other. And as Crystal Rota said, maybe keep it simple at times. Just do the little things right. They send it down to the middle. Kicking on the fourth tackle, looking for space. They'll need chasers. Williams goes back to pick it up, and this time the referee says knock on. That is exactly what the doctor and Crystal Rota ordered for Wellington.
Oh, that's all they need to do is build some pressure by getting down into the good ball area, get a good set of six in, get a good kick down, what they just did. Now they're in a good attacking position, and now hopefully they can execute something off the back of their hard work on that set.
With the scrum feed will be the Wellington Orcas. Mariah Nichols, the number 7's got the ball in hand. Might have a set move. I saw a recent set move yesterday where they brought it out the back of the scrum and headed left. This time they're looking for a hole up the middle. The support players there. Good work, Wellington Orcas. The defence is up to the task at the moment. That is just tackle number 1. The best opportunity so far for Wellington to try and get the ball across the line. And line defence markers on song at the moment from Counties. Deciding to go out wide, drawing a player first. Went with the cutout pass. Not too sure if that was the right option. Maybe the idea was good, but the execution let them down. The defenders were moving down to the left. There did look to be an overlap, but an error crept in and a knock-on from Wellington. Early stages of this second half of the final. It's been all one way at this stage, not just on the scoreboard, but the performance of this Counties Manukau side has been absolutely outstanding. If you like your rugby league, you'd certainly be enjoying this display and this final. A referee says, let's pack the scrum. Let's keep it neat. Bailey Drusselake says, can I get my head in, please, sir? I'm the hooker. I need to get my head in there to be able to try and get the ball back. It's almost a fait accompli nowadays. Hey, mate, straight in the second row.
You know, funny fact is that a lot of people actually don't know how to pack the scrum correctly. That even in women's, now being a hooker myself in the middle, I'm having to tell the girls where to put their head. Here we see another break from Williams. What a strong ball carrier she is. Penalty here. Oh, she lost the ball.
2 mistakes in a row from Asha Paul Williams. Knocked on when she received the ball, and now get a closer look at this one thanks to our tremendous hard-working camera operators here at Stream Shop. Been working hard the last few days. Didn't play the ball correctly, and the referee said, you planted it, you need to play it. There's only one person with a whistle, and it's not us, thank goodness. Who'd be a referee, mate?
Never. That would be one job in rugby league I'd never do.
Let's go back to talking about packing in again. Now, you're saying that it's not taught to players nowadays? Charging run from the number 13 from Wellington, Patricia Hay. It's something that needs to be taught.
Yeah, it's just about where you're putting your head. So the scrum feed side is the team that's feeding the ball. Their prop on the inside will have their head on that side of the scrum, where sometimes the prop is like inside, outside. So constantly having to even remind our ladies where to put their heads in the scrum. Something that probably could be taught to our young ladies in the future.
No one knows better than that than Crystal Rota. 15 tests as a Kiwi Fern. Spent most of the time in the number 9. Great scrambling defence, trying to take the Wellington Orcas player out. So close to the line, maybe just inches away. They move up pretty decent. There's a red and white wall at the moment. No options up the middle for the Orcas. They'll be forced to send it out. Will they go left or right? Who's in charge? Who wants it? Mariah Nichols, the halfback, doesn't get her hands on the ball. They opt to go down the short side. Good quick hands. Outstanding stuff to score first in this match. The support play coming in from Sipaya. She held her ground well. We've seen her creep in a little bit on attack. This time, she stood outside her defender.
Yeah, it's always important to hold your width as a winger or a centre. Then that, you know, that spreads the defence a little bit more. Then that creates opportunities on the inside. Also, in this instance, Hariata Rose Kepa, I think no, it's not. The outsides for Counties just got caught a little bit too far inside. You sort of seen in the play leading up to that try, the Counties defence were very heavy around the middle. So as a hooker, you're always looking for the space on the edges. When you can see that the defence is so compressed, it obviously means that there's spaces on the edges. Orcas identified that in this instance, and as a result, they've got themselves on the board.
Rewarded for her patience was Seli Puvaile Sipaya, number 4 from Wellington, held her ground. Good option maybe to cross over to the right-hand side as well. Asked questions of that Manukau defence. And now this Orcas team knows that they can score against Counties Manukau. Hold on to your seats, Rugby League fans. We are witnessing a comeback from the Wellington Orcas. The message went out from the coaching staff. We need to score first. That is exactly what they have done. Counties Manukau leading 24-4, but Wellington leading the second half 4-0. And all of a sudden, we see the Wellington Orcas sprinting back to onside. The shoulders are up. Maybe a little bit of fatigue might eventually settle into this well-drilled Counties Manukau team. With the kickoff, it will be Counties receiving the ball. Wellington, let's see what that try can do to the attitude of this Orcas team. This is the final match for the under-16s. A national title is at stake. That's the birthday girl that came in with the tackle, Monica Tuala Leonor, the number 17. She's had plenty of game time, might be donning a reserve jumper, but hasn't spent much time on the bench at all. Quick play the ball is what the Wellington Orcas need. Trying to get the ball away from the markers. Looking to their bigger players. Maya Mapakaitolo to try and take the ball up and get the yards. Better stuff from Wellington. This is what we're used to seeing. Also from Brooke Jones. She can weave, she can run, she can charge. She knows her way to the line. A 38-metre run from Brooke Jones, the number 1. And now Manukau struggling to get back on side to shut this down. The cutout pass comes through. The hole was there, dancing with the sideline. Does well to stay in that time, Rashia Leota. Sensing something special on the back of a decent try are the Orcas. Mariah Nichols, the number 7, goes down with the ball. She won't be the playmaker. Tries to play it quick. A couple of the defenders getting up gingerly from Counties. Dummies on the outside to Hey. Charges her way back into the scrum and the pack. No way through. Does she get the ball down? I think she might have. Our referee was jolly on the spot. She went to the outside first of all, charged her way back in, ran straight into Asha Tomia Williams. 2 tries in a row. Here come the Orcas.
Here they come. Good team effort, but look at this break here from Brooke Jones. We've seen this yesterday. We know what she's capable of, and this is exactly it. She's got pace, she's so strong, and she created this opportunity here through that break. But look at this pure power here. 3-4 defenders from Counties unable to stop her. And what a beautiful try there from
Patricia Hey. She had a lot of work to do, didn't she?
She did. She was still pushing and shoving and trying to get over the line.
Now she gets an opportunity to add 2 points to it.
Yeah. Nothing better than converting your own try, getting the opportunity to.
She tucks the muck away, the hair behind the ears. Doesn't seem to be bothering her at all that it's flowing freely in this national final. One job at the moment. She scored the try. It was a solo effort. And once again, sticks it a little bit to the right. That can be the difference between two sides, especially in a national final. 2 tries for Wellington. They're on the comeback. Certainly dominating this second half are the Orcas. Change of attitude from this team. Counties Manukau leading 24-8. Just over 15 minutes remaining in the half.
They haven't done anything too fancy either. Like I said earlier, all they needed to do was just D up, get some good sets of defence and build some pressure, which they've done. They've just stuck to the basics, playing simple footy, got some good momentum, got a good kick down and forced an error a couple of times with Williams. And they've just managed to capitalise on those opportunities and score 2 tries. So they're definitely keeping themselves in this game. The scoreline is still quite a lot, but you know, if they continue to play the way they are and lift another level, they definitely can bring themselves right back into this.
Dancing with the goal line, the Wellington Orcas. Peyton Perez finds support and they bring the ball out. Counties Manukau would be desperate to try and keep the Orcas down here and also try and look for a mistake. Look at the defenders coming in. Tairua, Turiwharima, 5 of them trying to shut that ball down. Good stuff from Counties Manukau, inspirational. What we didn't see in the first half, Crystal Rota, from the Counties Manukau side was that they didn't miss too many tackles because they didn't have to tackle a lot. What we're seeing in the second half, they're starting to drop off some of these tackles.
Yeah, sometimes leading by 24 points at one point, you can become a little bit complacent with what you're doing, and it's very hard to keep that motivation in everything that you're doing because, you're ahead so far. But in this instance, the Orcas have taken on the opportunity of that and capitalised with opportunity. The kicking game of the Orcas is definitely what's keeping them in it, getting the boot down there, getting the defensive line up and giving themselves better opportunities.
Mariah Nichols with the kick that time from the Orcas. Well placed, found the ground, bounced nicely, gave a side an opportunity to move up. The Orcas have to defend strong here. It's been all attack from the Orcas so far. This is the first chance that they've had to maybe defend this Counties Manukau side without them making early errors. Something that they'll have to do and lift their game. The coaches have been proud of the defence so far. Let's see how they go in this set of 6. 3 tackles in. Nice charging run from Counties. They work their way back to the middle. We'll like a number 9 tucking it in and making some yards. What do you think of that?
Oh, beautiful.
We'll have a number 9, eh, mate?
Yeah, sure do.
Best position on the rugby league field, Crystal Rota says. The kick on the 4th from Counties, looking for errors, taken beautifully. Under pressure. First take of the day was a knock-on, but under pressure this time, Kayana Scrimjaw decides to hang on to it, giving a side an opportunity. 24-8, 12 minutes remaining in this final. 2 tries scored in the second half, both scored by that team in black and yellow. Trailing by 8, they would have loved a penalty and they get one. Another opportunity. As Crystal Rota said, all they really needed to do was keep it simple on attack, not make many mistakes. Almost play percentage rugby league football and wait for the opposition to make the mistakes. This is more like we are used to seeing from the Wellington Orcas. They've scored the only 2 tries so far. Winding it up, Brooke Jones. She is hungry for possession and once again manages to charge her way 20 metres up the pitch and take the Orcas and tackle number 2 to the halfway mark. Tackles falling off. That's our try scorer there, Patricia Hay-Hay. Also making yards. Sensing something special are the Wellington Orcas fans who have come here from Wellington to support their under-16 side in this final. Excellent yardage. All of their players putting their side in a position where they can attack and create a try scoring opportunity. Fending players off left, right and centre. Kaila Paseni gets up, plays it quick, sticking with it down the left. They are stacked are the Orcas. Cover defence needs to come through. Dummy on the outside. Couldn't find support, could Graham. They take her down, but she remains in the field of play. We've seen that a few times, going for the sneaky dash from dummy half. The only problem is you've got to pick the ball up.
Yes, you do. It's not. You still got to be happy with what the Orcas are doing. In comparison to the first half, they've definitely shifted the game in their favour. And what they've done by building the pressure that they've built is it's causing a bit of frustration amongst the county side. You can see that with the penalty that they conceded down here with a late hit. And that comes with the pressure that's built upon you. You start to get frustrated with yourself or your teammates, and then you start to do things like that. So counties need to bring themselves back into the game, which they're not doing in this instance, but start wrapping around each other and start playing the footy they were playing in the first half, because it was some brilliant footy that they were putting on display.
You're watching the NZRL National Girls Youth Tournament final for the under-16s division. Counties Manukau, red and white, leading 24-8. They scored all 24 points in the first half, have been denied so far in the second half. 2 tries to the Wellington Orcas in the second half, and in fact they have the Counties Manukau players pinned down exactly where they want them. Well, the Wellington Orcas players has gone down. I think that might be Patricia Hey. We'll get clarification soon. They don't want to lose their number 13. She's made some charging runs. She's also their star goal kicker. Cut-out pass. Options down the left from Counties. Tomia Paul Williams. Not making the yardage she did in the first half. The message has gone out from the coaches to the Orcas saying, you need to shut down that number 1 if we're in a chance to win it. Good kick. Finds the bounce. Tricky retrieve, but does it once again. Consistent in bringing the ball up. Kiana Scrimgeour. No surprise, Brooke Jones darts down the left-hand side. Even picking the ball up from dummy half. She's in a position to make some yards. Our referee says, we'll just take a moment to check on Patricia Hey. It was pretty innocuous, I think. It happened in a tackle. But she does have both her her legs heavily strapped. Both of them, in fact. So we'll get the medics out. Brooke Jones, you don't want to see her limping. What a second half the fullback has had. The last dash she made, she picked the ball up from dummy half. Every single time she touches the ball, you're looking at 20, 30, 40 metres. That is exactly what this Orcas team need, trailing 24-8. Great to see the fans here. Even a few selectors around, I reckon.
Yeah, there would be. Yeah, there's selectors around. Got Matua Andre Ponga here, Kaylin Ponga's dad. He's here having a look, scouting around at our local talent. He's very big on development of our local game and our young players, which I absolutely love, because this is where it's at. We don't need to be going and looking elsewhere, because the talent is right here in New Zealand at these tournaments. So he's here helping develop a couple of the young girls from the Manawatu side and a couple of other teams, which is awesome. You need someone like that guiding our young ladies, giving them the right pathway and idea of what to do when they head into the high performance space. He's over at Newcastle, obviously, and they're looking over here at our local talent, which I believe is where it's at. Obviously, a lot of talent is picked up in Australia, but a lot of these girls fly under the radar because there aren't people out here enough looking at them. But yeah, Matua Andre Ponga, thank you for coming and looking at our local talent and scouting our girls, because it's well deserved, and here is the talent here in Aotearoa.
Talk about talent. Snuffled out. Nele Liafo. Ball popped up. The number 10 grabbed it and made some yards. An attacking opportunity, which we haven't seen a lot from Counties Manukau in the second half. They'll set things up nicely. Many of their reserve players now out on the pitch. That's Monique Campbell, number 15. Seeing plenty of game time. Stick with it down the right. Taylor Peters gets her hand on it, always finding Williams. And then when Williams looks out wide and sees Hariataro's keeper, there ain't no stopping Counties Manukau in that stage. That was great support play from all the players. Started off with Peters. She'll always have Williams running off her. And from there, you go to the pace of Kepa. Wow. So no try, forward pass. We'll bring it back. Hey, we called a great try.
Yeah, we did. I was just about to give raps to the shape that they had run there, but fortunately for Counties, it's a bit of a forward pass.
Difficult for us to tell from our commentary position whether or not that was flat or forward, but there's only 3 people that can decide on that. Breathing a sigh of relief are the Orcas. That would have been Counties Manukau's first points in the second half of this final. The clock could become the enemy to the Orcas with just 7.5 minutes remaining in this national final. Every time they get the ball, they'll be looking up knowing that they are still trailing, although they have been the dominant force and the most successful side in this second half. Need to get the ball up the other end of the pitch to the Orcas. Intense defence coming in from Counties Manukau at the moment. The forwards doing their part at the moment for the Orcas. Defence is up to the task. They've exposed a few weaknesses out there, either left or right. And this time, Taylor Peters says, I'm not going to let Brooke Jones go anywhere. She's been an outstanding performer as the fullback for the Orcas in this second half. Certainly lifted her game and her performance. The kick is high, needs to be well taken. Not too much pressure on the kick, and it lacked a little bit of attacking flair. I'd like to keep Counties Manukau down this end of the rugby league pitch. We're coming to you from the Arataki Sports Grounds, and here comes Tumapai Williams. She is glorious to watch in full flight, and it would take an outstanding defender to take her down, and Blair Opola says, I'll do it, the number 18 from Wellington. She had to make that tackle, a try-saving tackle from the Wellington number 18. Meanwhile, Rangatairi Graham says, I'll take you down for another one. Call goes out to the referee, and he says, play on. You're allowed to do that. Blindside raid, mistake in favour of the Orcas. Good set of play from the Wellington side.
Yeah, you are allowed to do that. If your front marker moves, you're allowed to do that. And this is a good opportunity here for the Wellington Orcas. Bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card.
That tackle from Apuola on Williams was outstanding. We've seen some pretty good tackles throughout the tournament. That was a cracker. Had to be made. Otherwise, she was away for a 4-pointer. So a try-saving, desperate tackle from the number 18 from the Wellington Orcas. Now they're in possession, not so much in position. Looking for support players that isn't just Brooke Jones. Running off her shoulder, Kayana Scrimjaw, who's been more involved in the second 25 than the first 25. Big cutout pass, a courageous one. It was ambitious and it paid dividends. Still remaining in. 5 minutes remaining in this final. Running out of time, running out of tackles. The kick goes up. Here come the chasers. Who wants it? Once again, not timed to perfection. If it was just in flight, another second and a half might have given an opportunity for Apula to come and chase it. It was a one-on-one, so the referee will call knock on. Shakira Lara Liu says she took it out of my hand, but in the game of rugby league, when it's one defender, one attacker, you're actually allowed to rake the ball out.
Yeah, there is a difference with the NRL and our grassroots level. In NRL, you can have two tacklers in the tackle and one can drop off and then you can strip the ball. But in our game, as soon as two people make contact, you cannot strip the ball. That's the difference in the ruling between, because a lot of people get confused with why you can do it in the NRL and you can't. It's a different rule for our local competition and domestic competition.
NZRL on YouTube, and they'll get the link.
But one thing that I've noticed just in these last couple of minutes is that the Orcas are creating havoc around the ruck area defensively. Their markers are really, really biting. And when the Counties players are running from dummy half, they're right there and it's putting pressure on. But one thing that Counties are not doing is the person that's playing the ball is actually moving. So instead of staying in the place to block the markers, they're actually moving, and it's allowing the Orcas to sort of get around and make that tackle on the dummy half. So that's probably one area that Counties will want to tidy up, because that's the second error off the back of that same situation.
The story has all been about the Wellington Orcas in this second 25. They're winning the second half 8-0. They were shell-shocked slightly in the first half as we escort Alaya Anoa'i off the pitch, the number 22. Make sure she's okay. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the final. An outstanding effort from the Orcas, very spirited, showed true grit to fight their way back. But as the seconds tick away, they need to convert every opportunity they can into points. And if you want points, you go to your number one. Brooke Jones. You want metres, you go to Brooke Jones. You want spirit, you go to Brooke Jones. Who else wants it? Making her way up. It's like...
Tell you what, if I was an Orcas player, I'd be running right off the shoulder of Brooke Jones, because every single time she makes a break, and she gets her hand free often too, but there's no one in support.
Coming in for the smashing tackle, Shakira Lara-Lui. She dropped the ball last time on the one-on-one, and this time she said Shazam. That's called atonement right there, rectifying the situation. It was a great ball and all tackle, plenty of aggression. It's also very clean. Appreciating the defence from this quality unit. Under 16. 16 years and under, these players. Future of rugby league Wahine right here in Tauranga for the national championships. Is the final game for the under 16s. We'll announce the title holder at the end of this. Really courageous within close to her goal was Williams, looking for an outside player. The cover defence has been outstanding from the Orcas in the second half. That time Peyton Perez also getting involved. Everyone needs to do their part defensively. As the clock ticks, the Orcas defending really well. They need to get their hands on the ball. The scoreboard, some danger was done to it in the first half, the first 10 minutes, in fact, from Counties Manukau. And now Manukau are just going through the motions. Like Crystal Rota said at the beginning, Wellington need to keep it simple. That's just about what Counties Manukau need to do as well. Leading 24-8.
Number 11, Jaira Lee. Toma on field.
Looking for a hole up the middle. Dancing like a 5'8" and a halfback. Liafo, inspirational stuff. 40-metre dash from the prop forward, the number 10. They get to their halfback, cool as a cucumber, puts the grubber kick in. Haven't seen too many of them. Picking it up is Brooke Jones. She's been involved in just about everything in this last 25 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say she's had a hit up in every set of 6 that they've had. And she's so safe out the back defensively there. You've just seen a dominant tackle to save that try. And to keep them so scoreless in the second half so far, Orcas are doing a great job defensively.
There will be a tournament team named at the end of the championships. An under-16s team will go into camp during the October long weekend. And in fact, as we count down to the under-18s final, stick around for that one, a tournament team will be named and the under-18s team will go into camp next week. So vying for national team honours for their regions, as well as trying to secure a place in that tournament team. The battle between the two number ones in this contest, Williams and Jones, both outstanding in their own performances. What we have seen from Asha Tomopoi Williams is a couple of areas which we haven't seen so far in the tournament. The pressure will be on her and the team. A little slow to get back, Counties Manukau, with a minute remaining. Can't blame them, I guess. It's okay to do it then.
Yeah. As a coach, you want your team to play till the last minute, to the final whistle. But in this instance, they're quite content with their 24 points on the board.
Just a minute remaining in this national final. Yet to score a point in the second half is this Counties Manukau side. Testament to the defence and spirit from the Wellington Orcas. 2 try scorers from the Orcas in the second half. The game has certainly been won in the second half by the Orcas. With some blistering powerhouse performances in the opening 12 minutes of this final. Set things up deliciously for Counties Manukau. Lovely sleight of hand. Cut out pass on the outside, keeping the ball alive. A dance left and right from Williams. They want to put some points on the board in the second half. You'd call that a pressure kick. That one's for the crowd. Well appreciated by the thousands of fans here. And backing up from 2023, we can announce that the 2024 national champions in the under-16s NZRL competition is this well-drilled Counties Manukau team defeating Wellington 24-8, and some outstanding performances from both sides.
Oh, some great footy showed from both teams. The execution of Counties in the first half, the dominance, the 24 points they put on the board. But then for Wellington to come back and not allow, no points conceded against them in the second half, to hold them out in that second half, their coach will be happy with that. Defence was his focus. The second half, they definitely did that. So big ups to both teams. Counties are the winners today, but brilliant performance from both of these young teams.
There's your national champions, Counties Manukau, for the under-16s girls division. They will pay homage. They will take a knee. Thank their friends in whānau and their coaches. A whole lot of effort has gone into their performance, not just here in the final in Tauranga, but in fact months of preparation. Spent some time with them just during warm-up, and they are a very close unit, a very tight team. They play for each other, trying to eliminate some of those superstar individual performances. They adore their coaching staff, and now Counties Manukau, back-to-back champions. How good is that region for rugby league? Counties Manukau, the under-16s women's national rugby league champions, defeating the Wellington Orcas 24-8. Quality of rugby league has been remarkable. Tale of two halves. Counties Manukau on fire. We're running out of superlatives for some of their players as to how good they were. It is a great revelation to show the spirit of some of these Wellington players as well. We've seen some great tries throughout the final from both sides. Time for them to celebrate. True sporting spirit of the game. The two teams will come together. There's been a whole lot of competition over the last 3 days here. As we count down to the under-18s final, the 16s will hang around. The Blue Ribbon event is heading your way as we say congratulations to Counties Manukau, the champions of the under-16s national division here for Women's Rugby League. They will be celebrating. Stick around. A final match to come.